I remember the day I took my firstborn daughter out of her mother's arms and placed her in the car seat for her first drive home from the hospital to our house. That was a scary day, heading down the road, driving 30 miles an hour on the highway, people honking their horns, screaming at me. Some even waved at me. I just wanted to get her home alive. In that moment, the fragility of life became very real to me. Do you know when the next scary day with my daughter and the car was? 15 years later, when I'd handed her the keys. The day I moved from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. Until then, I had been driving. I chose the destination. I chose the route. I chose the speed. Why? Because the person behind the wheel is in control. Many Christians I talk to find it pretty handy, are pretty content to have Jesus in the passenger seat, available when they have a need. But they're not so sure they want Jesus driving, because if Jesus is behind the wheel, they're not in control anymore. But Jesus makes it very clear. That is not how life works with him. Matthew 16:24 says, "Whoever wants to be my disciple, my follower, must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow me." In other words, whoever wants to be my follower must give up the driver's seat and they must be the passenger. They must allow me to drive. Here's what I realized that day when I handed the keys over to my daughter. I was more fully alive and alert than ever before. I was more fully engaged in the journey. My question for you today is, have you invited Jesus along for the ride? Is he in the passenger seat or is he driving? Who's behind the wheel? To be a follower of Jesus, we must surrender control. We must deny what we want, take up our cross, and follow him.